clever of you to have this session in which you've just heard Deborah talk about early development in infants with Down syndrome, and now I'm going to talk about the other end of life. And I think actually that's a rather nice way to sort of bookend this session. What I plan to do is really to take you through a research journey. And by doing that, I hope you will get some insight into how we now understand this relationship between Down syndrome, something that is present at conception and is apparent at birth, to Alzheimer's disease or dementia, something that develops much later in life. Because it seems on the face of it odd that these two conditions should be related to each other. But also, during the course of my talk, I want to emphasize the importance of partnership in research, and then describe some of the clinical findings and also the research approaches and how we begin to understand this link, and end with some prospects for the future. Now, as all of you are aware, that there really have been, I think, dramatic changes in the way people with Down syndrome are now supported. And although there will be countries that may struggle, and there are still many problems in this country and in affluent countries, I think we are seeing a situation where people with Down syndrome now have opportunities that just 10 or certainly 20 years ago, no one could have dreamed of. So as this slide illustrates, here's the young men and women who are part of a football club supported by a Premier League in this country, and are having an amazing time. And also here are two people who are married and have a good adult life. As I say, neither of those we might have expected 10 or 20 years ago, and I think this is enormously positive. However, I think there is this shadow a bit that hangs over the issue of aging in people with Down syndrome, and that is this known and now well-established risk for dementia of Alzheimer's disease. But I do want you to go away with a very positive outlook about this. I think firstly, we understand some of the clinical issues much better in terms of how it's diagnosed and what then you might do to best support people with Down syndrome who have dementia. I think, as I will illustrate, there are advances in technology, particularly in neuroimaging, brain imaging, that allow us to address the question of why people with Down syndrome are at risk, and ultimately to develop preventative treatments. And that must be the goal of this type of research. But I think there's a third component here that again will be a theme that I come back to during the course of this talk. And that is we're much more aware of the necessary partnerships that we have to establish in order to do research that answer some of these fundamental questions, much in the same way as Deborah talked about in terms of understanding the needs of infants. We need researchers from very different academic backgrounds, but we need partnerships with the Down Syndrome Associations of the world, with Down Syndrome International, with families and with people with Down syndrome. None of this would be possible without these partnerships. So I hope that will be, if you like, a very positive spin on what I'm going to say.